Here, talking Boston Celtics on CLNS Media for the Garden Report. And Robert, we got a little bit of an issue here with our Boston Celtics and Jayson Tatum. Obviously, it's hit everybody, but now it's hit the Boston Celtics. Couple of games here postponed. I'm not sure it's the worst thing in a way, Bob, if they can make up these games, because maybe ultimately, if they have a little bit of a pause now, they play these games when they have a healthy Kemba Walker. Am I crazy?
Every day that you get closer to getting him back without having to, risk losing a game is a good day. No, this is predictable. We can't be shocked. Shocked, I'm shocked. No, none of that. This is like, okay, it's our turn. That's the way I look at it. When I first heard it and I saw Jayson Tatum, I went, oh my God, and then the Brown contact tracing, and then the lineup that they were about to put on the floor against Miami. And then to find out that the game, oh no, it wasn't because of the Celtics, it was because Miami couldn't put together a team. Right. The day after Philadelphia had to suit up 8 guys, one of whom could not play. This is the world we're living in, okay? And of course, to mention Tatum, he's coming off a Player of the Week, a couple of spectacular games. Anyway, it's where we are. Yeah, it's.
You know what I worry about too? You worry about Tatum. You worry about Tatum, and obviously, again, he's playing so well. And what can he do? What can he do in this 10 or 14-day period? Because now, listen, I've seen it enough with college basketball players and teams when they're out for 14 and they can't really do anything. And we don't know how this affects everybody, right? Everybody says, well, the mortality rate for 21-year-olds, I get it, but they still get sick, some of them. And maybe they feel like shit and they just can't move and they're tired and they can't work out. So
we don't.
Tatum are we going to get when he comes? No. Again, the biggest thing is he's healthy. But if he comes back and he's worn down and tired, and it might take him another 7 days to get back to the Jayson Tatum we were seeing that just won Eastern Player of the Week.
Rationalization I'll make is that I said it's their turn. Somebody else will have a turn. There's going to be countless. This is just going to be the story of the year. It's going to be the story of the year. And maybe we'll be looking back in a month and say, boy, they dodged that bullet, or maybe we'll be looking back in a month and say, oh boy, that was the catastrophe that we couldn't overcome. We don't know. I don't know. No. Meanwhile, how would you like to be I have to say, those of us, I told you so's in the world. Brooklyn, you signed him. You got him. He's all yours. Hope you're enjoying him.
I knew this was coming.
I know he's out there, and I'm not even going to mention his name. He's out there for, quote, personal reasons. It may have to do with a family COVID. It may have to do with his reaction to what happened at the Capitol on the 6th of January, or may not be anything we can imagine. But, he's not even communicating. He wasn't. And, oh, God,
That's my biggest issue with Kyrie, right, is that Steve Nash didn't know what the hell was going on. Like, you don't need to know. Right. Like, if we don't know, we don't know. But if Steve Nash gets up there and says, hey, Kyrie communicated with me, told me he is not going to be here. I'm not saying why, but he's indicated to me that he's got some stuff he's got to deal with. Okay. You know what? Like that's fair. But by not telling Steve Nash, your coach, it's just another reason for us to question whether Kyrie Irving can be a good teammate. And ultimately, again, I hope Kyrie's okay. I hope his family's okay.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, do I trust him as a player? Do I want him on my team? No, I don't. Even though he's got all this talent, I don't want him on my team because I don't trust that he can go from the starting line to the finish line and be able to be locked in and be focused and not create drama to an organization that is not fixable.
He's not reliable. That's his word. God knows he's talented. We can repeat it and repeat it. His talent is unquestioned, but he's.
Can we talk about somebody a little more positive? Can we move over to Tacko Fall? Kyrie, who's moody and like Debbie Downer half the time when you talk to him, to Tacko, who, man, every time you see Tacko Fall, every time you talk to Tacko Fall, it's like the room it just lightens up. Like,
well, you know who got introduced to him? We loved Russell Westbrook. We got introduced to Tacko the other day.
Yes,
when he took it to the basket. I thought it was interesting. Adam Himmelsbach of the Globe pointed out that on Twitter during that game, he's running the floor much better. His conditioning is what he needed to have more than anything. Plus the experience of becoming something of an offensive threat. But the conditioning enables him. He won't be such a liability on the pick and roll. He can have a little lateral mobility. That he didn't have. He could be a significant auxiliary factor. If they get everybody back, when they get to Jayson back, we get the whole team back, they get Kemba back. We're talking now maybe about February and March. It would not be the laugh of or not the laugh, but the point of pride for the team that they took him and they nurtured him and he put in the work and the whole thing is working out. And you want him around. I mean, we know we had him as a guest. He's one of the most delightful human beings you'll ever encounter. But that's not enough to make him a viable pro basketball player. But if this is where the path he's heading, he can be a factor.
And when he's on the court, you have to find a way now to utilize him on the offensive end. He can't just be there to stand there. Defensively, we know he can make an impact, but his fluidity, like that's the thing. Watching him, he just seems far more fluid, more confident. Obviously,
the difference between being a giant erector set and being a big, useful, tall athlete. Yeah. And we've gone, we went through it a decade, a generation or two ago with Manute Bol, and who I once saw, by the way, block 5 shots in the first period, each of them on a different Celtic player. He blocked a shot on the entire starting 5 in the first period. How's that? But anyway, and then eventually Don Nelson made him a 3-point shooter. Talk about ahead of his time.
Hey, listen, it's only going to be a matter of time before Brad lets him launch threes, right?
Yes.
Right. I mean, like, how long we got here? I'm
sure he's working on it. But it's such a refreshingly nice thing, right? It's a nice positive in the midst of all the doom and gloom that we have. We've got Tacko Fall, which is put a smile on our face immediately.
There you have it, from Jayson Tatum to Kyrie Irving to Tacko Fall. We covered plenty here in just a few minutes. Bob Ryan, Jeff Goodman,